pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now let's honor our Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you.
Thanks, Yvonne. So first up, we have a hometown hero for you. And in the words of the president, the tallest campaign manager ever. Some call him a guru, some call him a genius, but we call him friend. Ladies and gentlemen, campaign manager for Donald J. Trump 2020, Brad Parscale.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. Back in San Antonio, right? You know, the funny thing is, on February 21st, 2015, I'm sitting in Stone Oak and I get an email and it says, Donald Trump's thinking around running for president. Do you want to help? I reply back, yes. A few things have changed since then. I was not campaign manager then. I was the web marketing kind of make a website is all I was doing the first time. But after the 2016 campaign, after we changed this country to help save it from these crazy socialist big government immigrants, I had no idea how messed up DC was when I was in San Antonio. I thought our mayor was messed up. I'm still not a weekly Ron fan, I have to say. But it's okay, it's okay. I won't attack Ron today. So, I know, it's okay. He only turned away like $100 million in business for San Antonio because of his own political needs. It's unbelievable, right? Yeah, okay, there's a bunch of them. Our city council here, I don't want to get into city politics because that's where I started. Getting pissed off at the city council. I'd sit up in Sonterra and I'd be like, what is wrong with these people? Then I learned there are even people crazier far left than them. And it's called Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and they're actually like communists. Socialism's too nice for them. Anyways, just wanted to come out today and I want to tell you how important it is what we're building in this campaign, what we do. The campaign this time is much different. In 2016, I like to say, it was an airplane being built in the sky and we put the wheels on just at the right time. This time, we're building a fleet. And we have to do it right. The president launched his campaign earlier than any president in history, and it was a smart thing to do because the liberals out in California with their social media tools and stuff aren't playing fair. And they're not gonna play fair. They know all of you are more motivated and will show up to vote, so what do they want to do? They want to cut you off and they want you to watch CNN and get your news. As we've seen in the last couple days, maybe they're a little biased. I'm starting to think, yeah, I heard there's more videos coming. I don't know for a fact on that one, but yeah. I think the president today tweeted a little bit about that and said that they possibly have some issues over there. You know, they're fair and balanced, right, or whatever. No, that's Fox News, but you know, it's all the same. They all, CNN and these stations want you to believe that they know what's better for you. They're gonna indoctrinate you just like they're doing to our kids in these colleges across the country now. And trust me, I went to, I won't name where I went to school since we're in that town, but like all these schools, they want to indoctrinate you, and they want to tell you how you're supposed to live your life because they're righteous and we're all wrong. They want to remove our Judeo-Christian values, and they want to make sure that they control how you think and how you do things. And this campaign is built to defend that and help get the president reelected. Let me give you some things that we're doing. In 2016, we had 700,000 volunteers. In 2020, we are planning to have 2 million volunteers and have a church support. And hopefully, that's you in this room. In 2016, we had 3,000 neighborhood team leaders. Let me explain what a neighborhood team leader and the importance of it. This fight is fought neighborhood by neighborhood. I know in the room, you guys sit here and say, oh, man, I'm worried about these big things, what Facebook's doing, what Twitter's doing, what can I do, how can I help? The real help is your next door neighbors. And let me explain this. In 2016 and 2018, a neighborhood team leader increased turnout for their candidate by 15%. Think about that. Each neighborhood had 3,000 of those in 2016. I want 90,000 of those in 2020. Now, when we do that, it's people like you. Think about everyone. I bet you we have tons of neighborhoods represented here in San Antonio today. And that's what we have to do. You have to sign up and volunteer and get the training of knowing how, get the technology on your phones. Almost all of you have phones, other than my father, who still has a flip phone here somewhere. But most of you have a phone that you can type on. Most of you. My dad still doesn't even learn T9. But the fact is that phone is going to be reaching through apps and technology and things that you can do to help stay in touch with us, work with the Republican Party, and be a volunteer. That's how we win back win House seats back, continue to hold Cornyn's seat in the Senate, and help reelect President Trump for 2024. We also had in 2016 5,000 what's called a Super Train Fellowship. Now, if you want to be a Super Train Fellow, you have the time to do this. The Republican National Committee will put you through a training program and turn you into a super volunteer. That's kind of somebody that oversees the other neighborhood team leaders. In 2016, we had 5,000 of those. We're looking to have 30 to 40,000 of those for 2020. See, all of that is building a groundwork across the country so that we can expand the map. People are saying, why are you in New Mexico? Why are you in Minnesota? Why are you in these other states? The fact is, Donald Trump can win those in 2020. In 2016, our budget in Minnesota was less than $35,000. And officially, we moved that person to Colorado because we didn't think we could win it. We lost by 1.5%. Now think about it now. Our budget in Minnesota is tens of millions. We already have more staff on the ground in Minnesota than we had almost in the entire surrounding staff in 2015. So those kind of numbers are how we win across the country. We expand the map. Our rallies across the country bring us a data mine. Just unbelievable amount of data. 42,000 registered voters we identified up in Minnesota. We can tell where they are. We can use that to bring into our AI and artificial intelligence to rebuild our models, understand who it is and what a Trump supporter looks like, how to contact them, how to work with them. Tomorrow in Dallas, I would imagine we'll walk out there probably over 100,000 identified voters. And guess what? When all of you guys went to the website and you remember putting your phone numbers in, you've been identified. And you are going to help by using that data to rebuild models to understand how to win Bexar County, how to do these things, and how, some of you probably Comal County also, but the fact is, Guadalupe, I'm from here, so I can do this all day. But my daughter graduated from Smithson Valley High School, so. Yes. Anyways, all rebuilding those models and doing things helps us perform better. Another thing that we did, and I have to give this, and this is one of the numbers I'm very proud of. In 2008, after Obama won his first election, it's okay. You're gonna like this number. So he did that with about 11 million what's called direct prospects across the country. Somewhere around that, we have estimates. In 2016, after the president won, he had about the same number. That's unusual for a first round campaign, but what you do after that is the difference. 2012, Obama only grew that list by about 50%, about 16, 17 million direct contacts. Since then, since 2016, the president started early and understanding the importance of marketing, prospecting, and understanding the direct voter contact. We've already grown that list by 150%, and we plan on having it to 40 million people plus by 2020, which would be a 300. One of the other big numbers is we did about 80 to 100 million voter contacts in 2016. For us to be successful and for us to have the kind of win we want, and for you guys to participate, we need to make 200 million voter contacts this time, and we are building infrastructure that I just talked about is built and designed to do that many voter contacts. That's how this thing is going to be fought, because the media is not going to tell the true news. Trust me, as these guys back here write stories about me, I'm confused who I am. I'm like, I did what? I wasn't doing that. But if you read about the Democrats, they all just fly around like, we're just one of the angels. I mean, where's Hunter? Oh yeah, he was on ABC getting destroyed this morning. Boom, yeah, anyways. If that's the best he can do an interview. Whew. Yes, yeah, don't worry. I think Hunter obviously now is, he now thinks it's wrong to be on a foreign board when he's president, but it was okay when he's vice president. Okay, I'm like the head of your PR. Anyways, I want everyone to understand it. You have to participate. And people walk up to me. I mean, I was in the airport today. I don't know how many people walked up to me. Like, you're Brad Parscale. Wait, you're a lot taller than I thought you were. Yes. But still, I'm still me. He's like, okay, I'm just making sure you're not like a tall looking Brad Parscale. I'm like, no, it's me. And they shake my hand. They're like, God, you know, this is amazing. You're doing a great job. I'm like, okay, thank you. But how can I help? Like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, well, what do you think you should do? Like, you know, protest Facebook. I'm like, no, just calm down. Like you can set up on Facebook, on Twitter, and you can help. But how do you really help? And I said, go to DonaldJTrump.com, click volunteer, get involved in your neighborhood. I guarantee you, each one of you probably have 3 or 4 neighbors that if you just talked to them and told them how much crap this was, don't go down the far, like, don't go down the conspiracy theory hole. Okay? I know a few of you in here, I know. But there are a ton of things this president has done, from deregulation to bringing our economy back from the grips of just regulatory control. What the president has done to make America first but not America alone. The things this president has done to just remove so many portions of the government that weren't working for you. And now what he wants to do is he's working for you. And you can see that with record low unemployment, lowest Hispanic unemployment, lowest black unemployment, the biggest wage increase in decades, $5,000 since he took office. That's real growth in the pocketbooks. Stabilizing the healthcare system. Everyone wants to forget now, in 2016, healthcare prices were skyrocketing and was falling off the cliff. And then he came in with real reform and said, we can't change it, let's fix what's there now. And stabilize it. Now we're seeing steady price, increases or declines. He's protecting Social Security, Medicare. He's protecting your benefits. And these are all important things the president's doing for all of you. But you have to get involved. Now you're going to have these fun speeches from Kimberly and Dawn. I'm not quite as amazing as Dawn on this dump. But I need your actual help to go out and win the vote. I need you to sign up. Do not expect me to do this with my laptop. Okay? I know that everyone wants to say that I can just open up my laptop and go, yeah, I can make this happen. That's not how it works. This time, the Democrats know the president can win. And they're scared. So the way to beat them this time is for all of you to participate. If you don't participate in Texas, we'll put you on a plane to somewhere else. Who knows where we'll put you? But it's people who are true believers who really make the difference. I'm just a kid from Kansas that went to school in Texas that got a lucky email. And I'm standing here now because I'm a true believer in what the president's doing. I've seen behind the curtain, and I know that he loves this country. So please, after this all over, and Kimberly and Dawn just blow you out of your chair, which they will, because they're amazing people. I don't know what that was, but it sounded funny. But I need you to do that. And I'm sorry to harp on you, because that's them. Get on Twitter too. You can.
It's fine.
Get on Facebook and share. But walk over to your neighbor, figure out if they're a Trump supporter or not, and make sure they show up to vote. Nothing more important you can do. So thank you very much, everybody. Now you get to hear the fun, people, and I love being here with San Antonio very much, so thank you very much.
Round of applause for our campaign manager, Brad Parscale. You know, he's right. The Democrats know he's going to win again. That's why they're trying so hard, violating every rule, including the Constitution of the United States, to try to stop him. But judging by the looks in this room, I don't think that's going to happen. You can try to impeach him, remove if you dare. With that, I would like to introduce you to Kimberly Guilfoyle, who has been the most phenomenal addition to the Trump campaign. I've known her for a few years. And when she was at Fox, she was one of their brightest stars. And now that she is with the Donald J. Trump 2020 campaign, her star is shining brighter than ever before. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for our Kimberly Guilfoyle. Amazing President of the United States, President Donald J. Trump. I know the president for about 14 years. Don Jr. around 14 as well, but you know, it's not fake news. I know Don Jr. a little bit better. Let's just get that out of the way, shall we? Just a bit. But I have to tell you, it's an honor to be in this fight because everything is on the line. We are here to fight for the United States of America, are we not? Amen to that, because America is worth fighting for. Our liberty, our freedom, our equality, because more unites us than divides us, and President Trump understands and respects that, does he not? This is a president who is lifting all Americans up. You've heard the numbers. They are remarkable. They are revolutionary in so many ways in terms of what he's been able to accomplish in just over 2 years, despite the ridiculous witch hunts, the quests for obstruction, collusion, impeachment, because they couldn't beat him in 2016 and they will not beat him in 2020 with your help. These people on the left are radicals that will lie, cheat, and steal to do anything to remove a duly elected president from the Oval Office and steal the votes of the hardworking men and women across this country that delivered Donald Trump. But we're not going to let them do that, are we? We will stand and fight for the president, fight for the country, because finally, God bless, this country has a true patriot that stands for the veterans, that stands for law enforcement, the hardworking men and women socialist country. A free market, it works like a charm, baby, doesn't it? It works like a charm. This is a capitalist country. There is no example that exists of success of socialism. God bless. Look at Venezuela. Look at the people of Venezuela. Once a shining beacon, a great example of excellence, of prosperity, has been turned to ruin and despair and poverty under a system of socialism. And that's why we are telling you that everything is at stake here, fighting for this election in 2020, fighting for a president that stands for all of us, that lifts all Americans up with record low unemployment, for the women of this country, right? 1,800 women-owned and created jobs each day in the United States of America last year, every single day under President Trump. Women are thriving in this economy. Women have financial emancipation under President Trump, and I love it. God bless him for that. African Americans, Asian Americans, the veterans in this country, record low unemployment, and also the over 6 million hardworking Americans that have been elevated and lifted off of food stamps. They feel good about themselves when they get up in the morning and when they go to bed at night because they're able to provide for themselves and for their family. That is a game changer. That is generational influence, impacting millions and millions of Americans for years to come. Do not let the radical left, the Democrats, the socialists, the party of infanticide and socialism, put that asunder. Will you stand for the president and for this country? Amen. The left is losing it. It's not fake news. They're losing it. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but it seems like there's no known cure, although Junior likes it every once in a while when I play nurse, but keep that between us. Kidding. Kidding. But I gotta tell you, I was there on election night, and I literally saw the heads exploding when they were reporting the results, and they could not believe what had happened, right? They couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe it. And I was the first one to stand for President Trump on my opinion show. Yes, this is legal. I have an opinion in the country. We respect the First Amendment just like we respect the Second Amendment. Take that, Beto. Don't get me started about that fake Hispanic. He's got this Puerto Rican chica really ticked off, huh? Beto, Lucky Charms, Aurora. God bless. Well, that dog don't hunt, does he? It ain't gonna happen. But election night, they couldn't believe what happened. And they still haven't gotten over it. Trump derangement syndrome, however, I'm here to tell you there is only one known cure. 4 more years of President Trump! Let's cure them! Let's cure them! Let's cure them! Because I'm here to tell you that I have a dream, like many of the Americans across this country. It is the American dream. The American dream. I am the proud daughter of a wonderful man, a man who came here from Ireland, the southern part of Ireland, to come and make America his home, my father, Tony Guilfoyle. And he knew that he had opportunity in this incredible country, in America. But he did it the right way. He did not cut the line. He did not try to take the place of the millions that had come before him to try to have opportunity to provide for his family. He waited his turn. He followed the law. And he gave back to his community and ultimately to this great country that had blessed him with so much by enlisting and joining in the United States Army and proudly serving his country.
Miss Katrina, who hails from Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. Amazing. And she too had dreams to be able to be here and come to San Francisco and work hard to get a great education. And they had a great love story. They were able to embrace and live and breathe the American dream. And that's why I believe that it is my duty, my legacy, to give back and make sure that the American dream is preserved for millions of Americans, for generations to come, for my son, for your children, for your grandchildren, and beyond. To leave this place in a better place than which we inherited it. And that is the dream of President Trump. And that is what he has been able to accomplish despite all of these fake investigations that they try to bring at him every single day. That's why I said to myself, Kimberly, you don't sit life on the sidelines. Quit playing around with Juan Williams and get to work, right? Quit playing around. Quit playing around. Quit playing. Enough of batting practice. Let's get right to it. Yeah. And that's why I am proud to stand, to fight for each and every one of you at one of the greatest American families that we've ever seen, the Trump family. They are fighting each and every day against unbelievable odds, despite how much they give back and how much this incredible president has accomplished, whether it's national security or foreign policy. This president has literally transformed this country. He's not only made America great again, but thanks to President Trump and the Trump family, we are going to keep America great. And it's a little bit convenient, a little bit fortuitous, that my initials are K-A-G. Kimberly and Guilfoyle, right? So I suited up and put on the jersey to get in the fight with this incredible family and our unbelievably talented campaign team. And each and every one of us, like my good friend Katrina, we are in it. We are in it to win it, to preserve it, to protect liberty and freedom, to protect the Constitution and the amendments that these people want to put asunder, and we're not going to let it happen, are we? I'm going to tell you a story about a special friend of mine. Yeah. His name is Donald Trump Jr. You know him, right? Oh, yeah. What a fighter. What a fighter. And we have been traveling all across this incredible country. And every day he gets up and fights. And God bless him because he loves this country. He loves each and every one of you. He knows and believes you are worth it. America is worth it. His father is worth it. You see, there. And he fights every single day, and it is so fun to see the passion and the intellect, the humor, the way that he gets after it, because boy, does he trigger the left, and he's just getting started. The base loves him, he's authentic, he's genuine. Even has a book coming out November 5th called Triggered. I got a sneak peek. I may know a guy, you know what I mean? And I'll tell you, it has been incredible being on this journey with him. Any fight that he's in, that this family is in, to preserve and protect this country, I'm all in. Sign me up. How about you? Let's show the Trump family and Donald Trump Jr. how much we love them, how much we love this country. Texas! God bless you. God bless the United States of America, our president and the first family.
Lipstick on my lips now, so they're going to do an interesting article about that one. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Thank you, Princess. You want to hang around? Okay, you can hang around. Right? Cool. You guys want to have some fun today? Oh, we'll have some fun today. They're making it so easy for us to have fun, right, San Antonio? Yeah! If I was Joe Biden, I'd say, right, Maine? And then 12 people would have to bum rush him and say, Joe, you're in Texas. I guess that's why it's 100 degrees. You believe this crap? Do you think Donald Trump would get away with, what, less than 1% of the nonsense that Biden Inc. is able to get away with these days? You guys watch that Hunter Biden interview? Imagine actually, they prepped him for days for this thing, right? Like he had marbles in his mouth. I was like, if that's your comeback, buddy, you got bigger problems than I thought. About the only job he could get is a no-show job at a corrupt Ukrainian oil company because no one else would actually hire this clown. But think about it. Maine, I'm just kidding. Imagine for 1 second, let's play a little role reversal because I think we all realize we're not in a fair fight. What do you think the media, by the way, the media who has now said family is off limits. What do you think, Kimberly? Kimberly, was family off limits with the media parked outside of your apartment for the last 2 years as I'm going through this nonsense?
No, baby, they're frustrating me.
But now, conveniently, now family is off limits. So, do you think family would still be off limits if Donald Trump Jr. was raking in $83,000 a month for a no-show job for a business I knew nothing about, in a language I didn't speak, in a country where his father is out there saying, I'm in charge, I'm making decisions, deciding on millions of dollars of aid packages? You think family would be off limits? Nope. You think Donald Trump Jr. could get away with that?
No.
I don't think so either. Strange. I don't think so either. Do you think that if Donald Trump Jr. got on Air Force One with his father and flew to China, and came back with $1.5 billion in my wonderful investment fund? It's such a good fund, no one's ever heard of it.
That good.
Unlike Hunter Biden, I got some track record in business at least. But, no. Because what's nice is, I wouldn't even have to show back on the U.S. soil with $1.5 billion. Because if I showed back up on U.S. soil with $1.5, it would be a great thing. You know why? The outrage would be so intense that we would solve the fake news media problem. Because their heads would explode and there would be none of them left. So it was funny. I was watching that Hunter Biden, the interview where he mumbled his way through incoherent answers for 20 minutes. And I go, you know what's interesting? No one's asking the question is, my family, we gave up doing all new international deals before we took office. Right? Now, unlike Hunter Biden and Biden Inc., we were actually international business people. Like, it wasn't something new, like, hey, here to do business, pay me. Right? We actually were doing that for decades before. That's a lot of what I did. But we gave that up because it wouldn't be right. Even if it was legal, we wouldn't do it because we didn't want that image. The difference between us and the Bidens is the Bidens literally became international business people magically when his father had some power. Just like brilliant Hunter magically got on the board of Amtrak You know what his qualification was? Daddy took the train once. No, it wasn't nothing. Daddy had taken the train. Hunter, I'll play this game with you all day, buddy. It's almost too easy. Joe Biden is great. I love watching him on the early camp. He stopped doing it recently, just because I sort of picked up on the obvious. When he started the campaign, his whole thesis was, government has failed you. No shit, Joe! You don't have to be a genius to figure that out, which you obviously aren't. The only problem is, if I've been in big government for 50 years, 30-something in the Senate, 8 as VP, I may not lead with that, buddy. I actually agree with you, but if I were you, I wouldn't be stupid enough to actually say it. You're kind of part of the problem. Right?
You built that, Joe.
Kimberly built that. Thank you, Kimberly. Oh, wait. How good is Kimberly? That guy really likes Kimberly. Hey, you stay away from him, okay? I wish I liked anything as much as that guy likes Kimberly. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, and Brad did a great job, and Katrina and the whole team's doing an amazing job. It's sort of interesting, because I mean, in 2015 and 16, when we got into this, we had no idea what was going on. I used to laugh when they brought up collusion. I go, collusion? If you'd have seen the campaign in 2015, 2016, we couldn't have colluded to order a cheeseburger, okay? We were figuring this stuff out as we go, but my father's a brilliant guy. He actually has... He's got actual experience. You know, it's sort of nice when you're going to make deals to have actually made some deals. Right? Like when you put someone like John Kerry in to negotiate against the Iranians, Tebow, you're a good business guy. You wouldn't let John Kerry negotiate your car lease, let alone billions of dollars, right? It's sort of nice to have someone leading the country who's actually signed the front of a paycheck. Right? As opposed to only the back. Right? So we didn't need much experience. What we needed was common sense, which is the only thing not so common in D.C. anymore, right? So we did that, and now you look at the results. Right? In 2016, my father said something very serious. He goes, what do you have to lose? And he was right! He was right! So, America, you gave him a chance, and he has delivered on those promises. Now, what do you have to lose? A lot! Right? Notice that all these damn debates, the only thing they've never talked about is the economy, jobs. They didn't mention the minor details of 6.3 million people off of food stamps. They don't want to talk about all-time low African-American unemployment, all-time low Hispanic unemployment, Asian unemployment, women unemployment. You know why? Because it doesn't work so well for their narrative. Because they are the party of dependence. They need you to be dependent on them. Without that, they don't offer much. Right? These things would have worked over the last 50 years had that not been the case. But that's what it is. Now, on paper, 2020 should be over. It should be done. Okay, by any reasonable measure. Both economically here, through foreign policy, where we're actually getting things done finally. We're actually following through. I mean, think about the place we're in. We're in a place where people are like, wow, Trevor Noah, not exactly a fan. Well, he's delivering on the promises. I mean, think about where your enemies are willing to say, wow, it's unusual that politicians are actually doing the things that they were elected to do. I mean, How is that the anomaly? That's how crazy it is, right? Well, they are. You know what? They're pushing socialism. They're pushing this craziness. And I actually know a little bit about socialism and communism. It's in the book that triggered that Kimberly mentioned. And it's because my mother escaped from communism. She escaped from communist Czechoslovakia. And as a kid, I heard about all of it. And my grandfather, her father, who was a blue-collar electrician from what was then communist Czechoslovakia, he actually had that conversation with my father. And he saw what we had in this country, in our family, in this country, all the incredible blessings that were bestowed upon us. He goes, I think that's wonderful, but you have to actually see the other side. Hey, Brad, want me to smile for you? Who does it better, me or Kimberly? Even I know when to quit. But, well, kidding aside, that grandfather, it was actually very wise. It was great for me because he took me over there for 4 to 6 weeks every summer, starting about the age of 5. I spoke the language fluently. I went over, I had friends, and I saw what that system does to good, hard-working people. I saw what having no incentive to do above and beyond anything does to people. I've waited in those bread lines that Bernie thinks are so wonderful. And this was, the 80s. I had an old-school grandfather. Guess what? He wasn't going to get bread. I was. So I've seen what it does. And so I ask a question. Now that this has become a mainstream thing, whether it's Warren, whether it's Sanders, whether it's any one of them, why is it, if socialism and communism, these systems are so wonderful, they're so great, why is it that there is no one, because trust me, the media and the crazy Dems would find someone if it existed. Why is it that there's no one from Eastern Europe? How about no one from Communist China? No one, bring it closer, Venezuela. How come there's not one person? You'd think millions of people. There'd be someone dumb enough to say, this is wonderful, let's bring it here. Right? There's not. Because it doesn't work. It's failed over and over. And them trying to sell this message with their lapdogs in the media, it doesn't work. So that's why our mission is so hard. We're not just competing against their failed ideas. We're competing against those failed ideas with a Hollywood pop culture that espouses them. You see what's going on with the NBA? Yeah. By the way, they're magically, I don't really know enough to talk about the issue. Really? That's funny. You had plenty of things to talk about when you want to knock America. They're more than happy to do that, but they may not take on China. You know what? Money. Shoe contracts. They need that underage labor. Come on.
Oh my God.
Okay? Hey guys, let's stop bullshitting ourselves and pretending this is about principle, okay? It's not. Okay? The second they get questioned, oh, you know what? I'm going to have to inform myself. Hey guys, this isn't quantum physics.
Right.
Okay? China's abuses and atrocities and oppression have been well documented for a long time. Okay? You don't have to study up. It's there. You're just choosing to avoid it because it's not so convenient when there's dollars at stake. Okay? My dad didn't need to do this job, guys. Okay? It wasn't his turn. Well, thank you. Okay, well, maybe it was his turn because we did need someone to do it. But he didn't expect that. And more importantly, as a testament to the character of the man, well, thank you. That means so much, guys. Thank you. Oh, God. Let's worry about 21st, okay? Come on. But more importantly, The last thing he told me on June 16, 2015, as we're going down to the elevator, that was the day he announced, right? Right before the famous escalator ride, right? He looks me in the eyes. Now we find out who our real friends are. So, A, it shows... A, it shows he gets it and he gets life. But more importantly, it shows he knew it would be vicious. He knew it would be brutal. He knew those people would turn on him to be more woke. You know, everything's got... I mean, they can't even out-woke themselves these days. It's insane. It's like, I just like, please play the damn debates again and again and again because reasonable people are seeing crazy. Okay? I mean, the amount of new genders multiplies by 50-fold every day. I'm like, I can't keep track anymore. And by the way, neither can they. Did you see that thing with Pierce Morgan a few weeks ago? Right? So he took on the BBC, who was trying to teach a 5-year-old that there's at least 100 genders. Yeah. So he had the leading expert in this thing come on the show to debate it. And he brought out the list of the 100. He just started reading the name, whatever it was, right? Started reading the names. Well, what is that? I don't know. What about that? I don't know. And so on and so forth for about 15. And the guy goes, well, you're just trying to bait me. He goes, you're the leading expert in the country on this issue, and you have no, maybe you're full of crap. I don't know. Keep going, guys. We appreciate your indirect contributions to Trump 2020. But that's some of what we're up against. What about Liz Warren? Should we do that one? Yes?
Yeah, babe.
I always tell Kimberly, and I'll get killed for saying this one day, I've been saying it for a while, but someday someone will, oh, it's so terrible. I go, baby, you got to stop the part of the speech where you say you're half Irish and half Puerto Rican. No. I go, forget the Irish. You are 100% Puerto Rican, okay? There's just more points these days, right? I mean, there's more woke points for being Puerto Rican than there are for being Irish in America in politics, right? She goes, well, but I'm half. I go, no. If Liz Warren is 1,024th Native American, you're like 12,000% Puerto Rican, okay?
Democrat math.
Right, Timo? Good math, right? I mean, that is basic arithmetic.
6.1.
Yeah, well, Kimberly's actually 6.1% Native American. This was fun. She is. So I call her my Puerto Rican Pocahontas. It is great, which makes her at least 1,000 times more Native American than Liz Warren. But think about this, because this is so indicative of the far left, right? I love that.
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice. Glad to have you here. See? This is a pretty diverse room after all. There's a lot of here.
Where's Elizabeth Starr?
So I put out a tweet when this was all going down. Liz Warren, I'll bet you $10,000 to the Native American charity of your choice that my girlfriend is more Native American than you are.
Good bet.
It was crickets. The silence was deafening. But then, Donald Trump basically eventually trolled her into taking a DNA test, right? Which in all fairness, speaks to her sort of leadership skills, right? I mean, imagine just being trolled into doing something, but more importantly, and no, as voters, you should all be aware of this, right? Because this goes to, judgment, brains, whatever you want to call it. Imagine getting back that DNA test. Oh, sir, you know where I'm going with this, man, don't you? Imagine getting that back, where it said maybe, because they weren't 100% sure, right? It said maybe 1,024. That means that if this was her lineage, this room, like half of that guy in the back may be related to her that way. Imagine the brain trust that said 1,024. That's a win. That's a win. We gotta run with this. She built a career getting jobs that were probably going to be designated for someone that could have perhaps used them. She got tenure.
God.
She got high pay. Yeah, this is why college debt is so high. She was getting paid $500,000 a year to teach one class, right? Kind of a problem, right? We don't talk about that because the media won't do it, so I will.
Congratulations.
And they let that one go. Just like they let go this whole notion that, maybe 1,024th isn't really Native American. Imagine Donald Trump Jr. was 50%. And I tried to use it for one of those things.
Oh, God.
They'd destroy me. But do you want that person that said, hey, let's run with this?
Let's run with it.
This is a huge win. We got Trump now. You want to give that person the nuclear football?
Oh, no.
Hard pass.
Hard pass.
Okay?
Yeah.
How do you like that, baby? Am
I
I
know,
doing
it was
good?
pretty good, actually.
You
It was
doing
even better, than last
Brad,
time.
am I doing okay? How much
Give me
trouble
some
am I in
time.
later, Brad?
How much trouble's he made for you so far,
Kimberly,
Brad?
I'll give her this. Kimberly's so good because you can give her a mic. She can be nuanced. I'm basically a one-trick pony. You want a wrecking ball? I'm your guy.
Yeah.
But guess what? In this fight, we need a wrecking ball. It's what Donald Trump has shown conservatives, who for 50 years we did we'll turn the other cheek.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm done turning the other cheek, guys.
Are you?
I'm done with it. You know what? Because for 50 years, we've turned the other cheek. And what has it got us? Nothing. We've ceded ground to the craziness of the left. I love watching some of the old conservative Republicans. I'm so principled. They're principled until they actually have to fight. The other side's been laughing their asses off. Take a little bit here, take a little bit more, take a little bit more. No more. And if you see what Donald Trump has done, he's taken it to him. Look at what his accomplishments are. Brad rattled them off. Kimberly talked about it. But think about it. He's done all of that. Unprecedented things. With the most incoming of any president ever by a factor of many. Imagine what he could do if the other side even pretended to care about Americans anymore. No, just even a little bit. The other side has proven they hate Donald Trump much more than they love America, and they want to resist much more than they want to help Americans. I like that. You're right. He's gotten a lot done, but he can do a lot more. How about, hey Nancy, USMCA's been sitting on your desk for about a year. Why don't we fix that bad trade deal? He did what everyone said would be impossible by renegotiating NAFTA to the benefit of American workers. But they won't even debate it because they got to keep the witch hunt going. It was a bad movie the first time we saw it, when it was the Russia hoax. What's different? I've been talking, many of you have probably heard me, whether it's on Twitter, Instagram, maybe in a stump speech. I've been talking about the Ukraine nonsense for a year. Guess when it became a problem? When they could somehow magically make it about Trump by deleting 540 words of a conversation.
Yeah, so true. Shame.
Think of how insane that is.
Shame.
That's what we're up against. That's why we need you guys in the fight. That's why he's willing to do it. I know you're in it. And it's not just the media. It's not just Hollywood and pop culture, and guys with $200 million shoe contracts. Look at social media. Look at social media. You guys, I've been vocal about this one for 2 years. I'm one of the first guys that actually had something to lose that did. Remember the Jussie Smollett thing? Yeah. Should I do Jussie? Yeah. You guys want to hear my spiel? Yeah. All right.
Brad's telling me probably to wrap up a little bit, but listen, we're gonna do, I know, hey.
One more story, right?
We got a big donor event to do, but honestly, you guys are so much more important. Oh, it is. And Brad's done an amazing job with this. You know, last time our small dollar campaign raised $62 on average from people over 3 installments. Think about that. A guy doing basically $21 a time every chance he got. Guess what? That mattered more to that guy than the big 6-figure checks that a lot of the wealthy business guys are writing. Right? It's working out for everyone because those guys are creating jobs. Everyone wins. But my father did this for you guys. So we're going to make him wait, Brad, okay? Jesse! Let's do it. All right. So, what was this? Back like February of last year, right? I heard about this horrible attack, and within about 0.2 seconds of the attack, the DNC, every candidate, and everyone in Hollywood is running with this like it's fact. I'm saying, okay, listen, if it happened, take these guys to the cleaners. Just, right? In no way, shape, or form was that even remotely accessible. But then I started thinking, I don't know. You're telling me that a really rich actor. You want to do this? What, am I not good enough? Is my delivery off, man? I'm just kidding. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's like Kimberly does this with me all the time. She says, do that one. I'm like, I'm getting there, baby. I'm building. Right? Saying, you're telling me that on the coldest day of the year, thank you, ma'am, a really, really rich actor decided to go get Subway at 2 in the morning.
He was hungry.
I don't know. I ordered seamless.
No, I order it for you.
All right? But more importantly, I said, I've been all over quote-unquote MAGA country, right? Remember MAGA country? And not once have I heard it called MAGA country. You know what they call it? No. They call it America. Right? Just like you and just like me. I know. Kim, what do you think the odds are of 2 white guys wearing MAGA hats in downtown Chicago lasting more than 15 to 20 seconds without getting shot? Maybe it was 30 seconds because it was cold that night, but the over-under of 30 seconds stands, and I'm taking the under. Okay? I go, do you really think that 2 guys in MAGA hats would be walking around downtown Chicago on the coldest night of the year with a bucket of bleach and a noose made of shoelaces? Like, you know, I'm like, I don't know. Your breaking strength was like 3 pounds, okay? Like twine. Say, you like that, ma'am? I'm glad. So I do like an Instagram post saying, I just don't get it. I don't see it. I don't know. If it happened, take them to the cleaners. But like, is there any proof? Other than, you know, everyone screaming about it on social media, is there anyone that, why won't he give them the phone? So I asked these questions on Instagram. We're taking it down for hateful content. I go, what was hateful? I asked a question. Are we not even allowed to ask a question anymore in this country?
Shame on you.
I know, I'm a terrible human being. It was Donald Trump Jr. spreading conspiracy theories. Yeah, who's the conspiracy theorist now? They took down my post. So I call them out on it. And what was interesting was this. The amount of people that then reached out to me in my DMs. So not even people I follow. So I'll go through it because I like to hear what those people say. Right? Sometimes there's some crazy, sometimes there were people going out of their way to send me a video of them trying to like, you know, one of my tweets or like one of my Instagram feeds. And like, these are people going out of their way to send me a video, knowing that there's probably a good chance I'll never even see this thing. But if they can do it to me, who can't they do it to? Right? These are people saying, Sending me video. Don, I like your post 6 times in one day, and every time the little heart just disappears. Kimberly, same thing. My pinned tweet. My girlfriend cannot like it. She's unfollowed me 6 times. I said, I may have deserved some of them. Right? I'm like, baby, don't lie to me. She's like, no, all set. I'm like, baby, come on. I'm saying 2/3. Okay? 2/3 was it. My girlfriend's unfollowing me because they're doing it. And all these people, just hardworking people, whether it's a bunch of the Second Amendment accounts or some of the religious accounts, then they're sending me these videos and the examples. And it wasn't like, me dropping bombs and them not being able to like those tweets. It was like a picture of me and my kids. My dad and his grandkids. And I see the video. It's just disappearing. And I asked, how come we don't see that at all on the other side? Have you named one leftist who's complained about being shadow banned or blocked? Right? Last week it happened to me again. I type in my handle. Like, not something random, not even my name, which you would think, myself or the president should probably show up first. I have 2 million followers. He's got like 14, 15 million. You'd think we'd show up, right? Not even close. There are accounts like Don Trump QPXYZ9_2 with 1 post and 0 followers that was showing up before me and the President of the United States, who I share a name with. Yeah, but there's no ban. And again, you can see it, guys. It's a trial run for 2020. How much of the message can we dilute? How much can we diminish the efficacy of what he's been able to do combating the media by just going around him? Playing monkey in the middle. People used to do the, hey, Don, have you ever thought about getting your dad to slow down on Twitter? No. We never thought about it. Never once did that cross our minds. But you know what? Like all things later on, it turns out he was right. Because he was never going to get a fair shake. He has to take it there. He has to be aggressive about getting it out there. But you can see the dry run, how they're trying to censor that, how they're trying to do it. Look at every conservative who's been deplatformed, who's been demonetized, who magically loses followers. Look at the likes on some of his tweet in real time. You just start seeing them disappear. Okay? When I call them out, magically my numbers start going back up for about 2 weeks, and then they start cutting back down. This is what we're up against, folks. Like I said earlier, he doesn't need this job, but he's doing it for all of you guys. Like every American, he was sick of the lies of the politicians making promises they had no intention of keeping. He didn't need the gig, but he did it anyway. He knew it was going to be vicious, but he did it anyway. And he did that for you, and he did that for us. And that's why we need you all in this fight with us. It's why we need you calling your friends. We need you volunteering. We need you getting out there. Because if you do that, even the lying, even the cheating, even the bias will not get in our way of a win in 2020. And with 4 more years, we can do some serious damage to these clowns. So thank you so much, Texas. Thank you for letting me be here. Thank you, Kimberly. Yes. Years. 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years. Guys, I appreciate all of your sacrifices, and I also make sacrifices. For example, I have to travel the country with Kimberly. And it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make because I love my country, okay? And sleeping on the couch tonight, but it will have been worth it. Thank you so much, San Antonio. It's amazing to see you. You guys are the best. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. Great to be here.